Hey there, we are moving some stuff around. We're making way for some more fruit trees. We're going to head out to Mimosa Nursery in Anaheim. Let's go. All right, we're here at Mimosa Nursery in Anaheim. They have an incredible selection in fruit trees, and we are here to take a look around. Let's check it out. All right, so I've been looking for a starfruit. There are many different varieties, and there's a special variety, a Sir something. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. Look at this. Here's the variety I've been looking for. Right there. I don't know a lot about starfruits, but I've read that that's one of the sweetest ones, so I've been on the hunt for that. And it's a fruit that can give you multiple harvests in a year, but it's also, I believe, known for being late season, so it fills out the second half of the year. So very interested in picking up one of these. My tip to you is before you go to the nursery, write down exactly what you're interested in, what kind of tree, what size, what your budget is, and that way you reduce the impulse buys that may happen if you just walk randomly into the nursery and end up just buying stuff that may not be the right fit for your orchard. As we approach some of the stone fruits, here's one of the things I love. I love to buy trees with fruit already on them. This is looks like a 4-in-1. Yeah, that's a pluot. That is a emerald. That is a Geo Pride. 1, 2, looks like there's 3 on this. But look at it, you got fruit already on it. That's incredible. So you know this is a tree, when you buy it from day one, it's going to produce fruit for you. Now the thing is, when you're buying fruit that's this size, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for somebody taking the time to water and feed and grow this tree up. It's gonna cost you more, but then your time to fruit is gonna be quicker. So how much is that worth to you? And then how much is the risk worth of losing the tree? Because just because it's a bigger tree, sometimes they don't do as well. They're used to being in this condition, in this environment, and then you move it to a new environment, they don't do as well. So sometimes smaller trees acclimate better into a new environment because they haven't spent their whole life in one particular environment. So think about that. You gotta put the equation or analyze the equation of cost of the tree and time to fruit. While we're here, one thing to notice is the shade cloth. So you have a lot of trees that are in the shade cloth, but recognize that when you take it to your property and you put it out in the sun, you may have an issue because the tree has been used to being in the shade. All right, let's talk about shading for just a minute. So when you go to a nursery and you see that they have shade cloth over the fruit tree, you have to be very careful about that because those fruit trees have been growing under that shade tree potentially their whole lives. They could have been there for a couple of months. They could have been there for a couple of years or more. So when you take that fruit tree home and you take it out and you put it out in our sun, it is going to be under a lot of pressure. And many times it is going to have a hard time adjusting to having the direct sunlight on it when for so long it has been protected by a shade cloth. All right, let's check out the bananas. I've been looking for a red dwarf banana. I think I'm gonna have to get it online. But that is something I've been on the lookout for. But still nice varieties, nice tall trees, or tall plants. Oh, look at these guys, dwarf Cavendish. These are the kinds that you buy in the store. The Cavendish are the ones that are everywhere, ubiquitous within the grocery chains. But there's many other varieties that actually, well, the Cavendish I hear tastes really well if you home grow it, but there's actually a lot of varieties that taste even better. I have 3 varieties. looking for one more, which is the dwarf red. Look at this, another 4-in-1. I love 4-in-1 trees. If you have a small space, this is a great way to maximize Fuji there, Gordon, Dorset, Anna. This is a low chill. I can just tell by the type of apples. The Anna is a low chill. Fuji is kind of medium. I don't know about Gordon, but the Anna is definitely a low chill. Anyways, 4-in-1, you get 4 varieties on one tree again. This time apples, and once again, apples already ripe. All right, let's talk about another example, and that is when you're in a nursery, usually you have rows of trees together, just like you see here, rows and rows of trees. And each one of these trees are protecting each other. They're providing a little bit of shade as the sun moves around in the sky. It's providing a little bit of shade on the other trees. And then what happens is we go and we buy a tree, we bring it home, and we put it out in the open, right? So even though it was out in the sun, it doesn't have its friends around to provide it protection. Now it's exposed, and that sun, even though you think it was getting sun at the other place, it actually wasn't getting as much. Now it's exposed, and now it struggles because it's not acclimated to getting that much heat on the tree. Huge Glen mango. So if you have kind of unlimited fruit tree budget, you can come buy this huge 40, 50 gallon mango tree with fruit already on them. Tons of Glen mangoes just popping off everywhere. But that's if you have unlimited budget, which most of us don't. But it's just amazing to see what is possible and what you could do if if ends are meeting, so to speak. Look at these avocados. Several varieties, putting on fruit, good height. I see a lot of gems, but I'm sure there's other varieties as well. Various sizes, some are about 6 feet tall, others are much smaller, and I'm assuming cheaper, but a lot of great varieties of avocados. I've been on the lookout for white Pakistan mulberry, and look at that, has fruit on it. So I have a mulberry at home, but it is cultivated from a tissue culture, which is just like growing it from seed. And so they take years and years to grow. If it's air layered or grafted, looks like this is grafted, look at that. Looks like a graft union there. Then it's gonna get the fruit much quicker. And I love this, we have evidence that there's a mulberry right on it, which is really nice. No. Here is the white Pakistan mulberry. The leaves look really good. Really good leaves on these trees. The leaves look healthy. And there is look at that, single white mulberry that's ripening. That's cool. Hey guys. From the more exotic varieties, look at this. You've got a black diamond wax apple, fruit or flowers. I guess that's fruit forming. You've got tamarind, longan, and again, just a lot of unique specialties. Look at this guy. What is that? Looks like a Barbados cherry. What is that? What is this tree? That's a mango. I can't tell what this tree is. Got sugar cane here, passion fruit. Lots of great passion fruit. They got berries on the other side, blackberries, raspberries, boysenberries, passion fruit, more passion fruit. Ever-bearing mulberry, which is really nice. All right, we're gonna wrap up here at Mimosa Nursery here in Anaheim. Let's head back to the crib. All right, so check out what we've got. We've got a honey mandarin to add to our citrus collection. We picked up a white Pakistan mulberry, and we also purchased a starfruit tree. Thank you for joining me on the tour of Mimosa Nursery in Anaheim. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.